Hi. Today is July 4th, 2023. Happy 4th of July. Um, Quick update. Not been running. My ankle, I don't know what the heck is going on with my ankle, but it's been pretty cranky lately, especially and surprisingly in the back. Like back here. And that's very unusual. I haven't felt pain in the back there in a long time, and I'm quite concerned. I don't know if I'm regressing or if this is just a non-issue and it'll be fine, but I haven't really done any real running since, I don't know, for like 4 days maybe. So that's the update. I was really attached to doing well this October for the Chicago Marathon because I'm registered for the age group world championships. And I think before I just wanted to get there healthy, and now I'm not even attached to running it. Hopefully me being not attached might actually help me, but we'll see. I truly am like not attached. I just need to listen carefully to my body, and I don't know, I might even take some years off of running, or at least a year, just to like allow myself to just truly heal and not worry about whatever races. I mean, nobody cares anyway, right? So that's that. Wish I had better news. I think I might start drinking the raw milk again. I stopped for a couple of weeks. I started drinking instead organic chocolate milk from Costco because it's so much easier to get and a lot cheaper. I was driving like 35 minutes each way just to get raw milk, which was $13 a gallon. And, Costco is so much closer. It's like way cheaper, a lot less time. It's just so much more convenient, but I might start up again because my ankle has not been feeling great lately. So really frustrated, kind of disappointed, or really disappointed. I can't believe that it's been like over 6.5 years and my ankle is still not like normal. It's just, I would have never guessed that this would be such a long-standing issue, but unfortunately it is. And I mean, maybe there will be a day when it feels so much better, and I'll be that much more grateful and run joyfully, and it'll pay off. I don't know if you know the story of Victoria Arlen, but she was a Paralympic uh, champion in swimming, and it turns out from age 11, I think, she was actually in a vegetative state due to a neurological issue. And she was locked in her body. It's the most incredible story. It's so incredible. So for a year and a half, she just has no recollection of it, like none. She was just like in a coma. And then at some point she kind of woke up, but she had no control over her body, but she was conscious, and she was able to think very clearly and observe, although whatever she saw, she couldn't, like, it was just whatever her eyes were pointing at. But at one point, she had seizures like 20 hours a day, and she was given some anti-seizure medication, and I think it did something amazing for her because she was able to gain control over her eyes. So, I mean, talk about taking things for granted. Like, we blink like it's nothing, and for her it was huge. And so she was able to track her mom when she was in the room, and her mom noticed, and she rushed her over to her and was like, blink 3 times if you can hear me. And she did. She blinked a bunch of times. So her mom knew she was there. I mean, this is just the most incredible story. I mean, not just like what she did, but also her family, who were so supportive and stood by her that entire time and never gave up on her. I mean, it's just so extraordinary. So, after gaining control of her eyes, like, things started to step up from there. And amazingly, she was able to like finish high school on time with her 2 twin brothers, because she's part of a triplet set. And only a couple years after, like, I think waking up, or I guess getting out of bed and being, part of like the world again. She competed in the Paralympics and got 2 gold medals and a silver. And she probably would have gotten 3 gold medals if it weren't for a lot of stress caused by like the Paralympic Committee. This is according to her book. I read her book. So, I mean, this is from her perspective, but I believe it. I mean, it's just crazy the kinds of things that you have to deal with sometimes, right? So, I mean, it's crazy. So she wound up being like questioned for her disability, which is crazy. I mean, she was a vegetable. I mean, it's so insane and so traumatic. Can you imagine going through all that and then people questioning your disability? I mean, I can't imagine the worst thing. It's horrific. I mean, the challenges this woman went through is just out of this world, and also the fact that she endured a lot of abuse during her vegetative state by like the people around her in the hospital settings or the treatment centers or whatever. I mean, it's so sad. But what is incredible is her resilience, her ability to become this world-class athlete. And she wound up giving up competitive swimming because, she asked the doctor at one point what the chances of her of walking again. So I totally forgot to mention that when she got out of bed, she had no use of her legs. I apologize. So she was in a wheelchair for 10 years. And when she was a Paralympic swimmer because she had no control over her legs. And because of that one question of asking a doctor if she would ever walk again, or the chances are, she was disqualified or something. So instead of like just like wallowing in self-pity, I mean, she might have done that a little bit, as anyone would, she decided just to move on. And she incredibly, after very, very, very intense rehab, like I think 5 or 6 hours a day, like every day, she actually walked again. And not only did she walk, it was only like a year or not much longer than a year after that. I think maybe a year and a half. She was on Dancing with the Stars and she was a finalist. Like, talk about extraordinary. I just can't even wrap my head around the story. It is just the most incredible thing. So I'm gonna attach a link in the description so you can kind of get a grasp of her story from her side. But that story has kind of given me hope. I think that like for her and other people like Colin O'Brady, who got his legs burned in Thailand jumping a rope that was on fire, he had all these burns all over his body, and his doctor said he would never walk normally again, possibly. And he wound up only a year and a half later winning the Chicago Triathlon. I mean, that's a world-class event. He won it, and it was his first triathlon. I mean, so when I hear these stories, I tell myself, that there's so much more possible than we think. And so I have to remind myself that, and just take it day by day and be patient and focus on what I need to focus on. And I think for both of those athletes, it's like, it almost seems like the setback actually helped them. I don't know if they would have been able to, if they would have accomplished those things if they hadn't endured such tremendous challenges. Like, those challenges forced them to overcome something significant, which kind of influenced their mindset so that they were able to like carry that over in sport. So hopefully I can do the same thing. I mean, we'll see, but just like Victoria Arlen, maybe it's time to close this chapter on running. I know this is crazy. I'm wearing this Boston Marathon shirt, but all I do is wear like sports gear. So maybe that's time. And this Chicago race might be the last one in a long time. But I'm not totally giving up yet, but I am kind of stepping into that realization that maybe it's time to move on. So that's the update. We'll see what happens between now and October 7th, but that's where I am right now. So I hope you're well, and I'll see you next time. Bye.